Hi, everybody. My name is Craig Mulling, Professor of Sociology at Prairie State College. The purpose of this video is to kind of get you started, give you a few tips on how to get started with our online course. So let's get started. So here we have the Prairie State College website, www.prairiestate.edu. Over here, you're going to see several icons, buttons that you can push, Gmail to get into your student Gmail, Web Advisor to get after your records, and here is Desire to Learn. This is where we get into our online course. Desire to Learn is our learning management system, so I'm going to click on that. Now normally this will take you to a login page where you're going to put in your first initial of your first name and your full last name, your user ID. Some of you will have a number after that, and then you'll have your password. Now your user ID and your password are the same for Desire to Learn, D2L, as they are for your student Gmail as well as Web Advisor. So once you log in to D2L, you're going to see a list of courses that you're enrolled in. Here, these are courses that I am teaching or have taught or have accessed in some way. I'm going to click on our Sociology course for spring 2021. So the first page that you get to is the course homepage. You're going to note up here, and you won't see all of these buttons. This one, instructor resources only for me, attendance, you won't see that one, but you definitely will see these first four buttons: course home, content, communication, assessment. All of these navigational buttons you will be using. The most important one, frankly, is content. That's where most of the course can be accessed, is through content. But there are some things that you can access through communication. For example, if I click on the drop-down menu here, you'll see a link to discussions where our online discussions are. Again, inside content, I've posted a link to our first online discussion, so you can get to it through content, or you can get through it through communication and the discussions. If you want to send an email to the whole class, not sure why you would want to do that, but you can click on class list email under communication. Over here on assessment, this will be an important area. Again, I have some links inside content that'll take you to these, but the drop-down menu here, the relevant ones are assignments where you'll be posting your papers, uploading your papers. This is the quizzes where you can access chapter quizzes. This is your grades area. Probably the one item that is not inside content and linked here is the grades. So if you keep up with your grades, you click on assessment and then grades, it'll take you to your grade. Okay, let's go back to course home, and here we are. You'll see the contact information up here. 708-709-3625 is my office phone, but if you leave a message there, and I'm not there very often given the COVID, but I do get recordings, and so I can access that. My office location, should we meet on campus after COVID quiets down a little bit, is room 2622. The best way to get a hold of me here is through email, cmulling@prairiestate.edu. That's how I interact with students mostly. Happy to set up a one-on-one Zoom call with anybody. We may have a few kind of all-class Zoom meetings that are optional, but I'll record them and post them as we go through the course. So anyway, this is the course homepage, default page when you first get into the course. And you'll note here that I've posted a Getting Started Sociology 101 online announcement. And I'm not going to read that to you right now, but I do want you to read over that so you know what to do when it comes to week one. Let me hop over to content. Inside content, you're going to see a table of contents. And again, if you've worked inside D2L, you know how to navigate. But just in case you're new to this, let me click on the first module here, which is course information. You'll note over here on the left frame that we have a table of contents and then several course modules. One of the course modules that we're in right now is course information. This is the course information module. There's also a sub-module embedded within here for chapter outlines. I'll get to that in a second. There's a module for student services. which gives you links to academic advising, transfer, personal counseling, financial aid, the foundation, lots of different things here that you can take advantage of as students. There's also a link here for academic resources. This gives you some background on D2L, the Student Success Center, tutoring, the Writing Center, the library, disability services, ITR, help desk if you need some help with that, resetting your password. So those are 3 of the modules that are part of this course. And then the rest of the modules here, you'll note, are weekly modules. So the week 1 module obviously includes the content that we'll be covering in week 1. And that week 1 starts on January 11th and finishes up on January 17th. And because our course is an 8-week course, we see that we finish up really the first week of March. And that particular week is a short week because of the 8-week session. It finishes up on Friday, March 5th. So we begin on Monday, January 11th, and we finish up on Friday, March 5th. It's an 8-week course, 16 weeks of content, kind of compressed into 8 weeks, so it's twice as fast as a 16-week course, same amount of content. Let me go back to course information a second. I do not have the syllabus posted yet, but by the time you get this recording, that syllabus will be located right in here. There is a link to your Introduction to Sociology textbook. I want to note and stress that this book is free for you to use. Now, you can pay for a hard copy book. You can get it through Amazon. You can get it at the Prairie State College bookstore. I think the hard copy is going to cost you like about $30. That may be worth it to you. I know that as someone who prefers kind of the hard copy book as opposed to reading things electronically all the time, I might go ahead and purchase that textbook. But please understand that you have access to this textbook for free. It's part of what we call an open educational resource. And so all you need to do is get to our class and click on this link. And as that is pulling up, keep in mind that you're probably going to want to download this textbook to your computer or to your device where you do your reading. And so if you don't get the hard copy text, it's a little bit easier if you download this than it is always having to go inside D2L to access it. But it's fine. If you want to do it just through our class, it'll be here for you to read. Keep in mind that all of the chapter quizzes are based on your reading and comprehension of the chapters in this textbook. We're not going to read all of the chapters, but we will read 14 chapters over 7 weeks, so 2 chapters per week, and then that week 8 is going to be for the final exam. If you scroll down here after you pull it up, you'll come to a table of contents, and within this table of contents, you're going to be able to navigate your way through that textbook very easily. All of these are links to particular chapters. Again, there's 21 chapters in the textbook. We're only going to get through 14 of those. So anyway, this is a very important link, resource for you. You can't pass the course, you can't pass those quizzes probably without reading the textbook. And definitely reading the textbook is going to help you in terms of your performance. Let me click back off of this back to course information. You'll note here also I've established a submodule within this course information module, excuse me, that includes all of the chapter outlines. These are outlines I've put together in the form of Word documents. And basically you can think of them, I think of them as my lecture notes. So, this is me providing some content, some interpretation of the chapter. It's somewhat of a summary of the chapter, if you will. Do not rely only on the chapter outlines in order to do well on your quizzes. You need to read the full chapter. But I do recommend reading my outline first, then reading the full chapter, taking notes as you go, and then finally, prior to taking that chapter 1 quiz, come back and read that chapter 1 outline, review your notes, take the quiz. If you like your performance, the 1 attempt will be fine. You get 2 attempts, we take the highest score. But if you want to take it again, then go review your notes again, right? And take that 2nd attempt. So anyway, all of these outlines are located in this course information module. They are also located appropriately within the weekly modules. So let's jump over to weekly module number 1. And you'll note that there's an overview here. I'm not going to read down through all of this, but every weekly module will have, for example, week 1 deadlines. Obviously, week 2 module will have week 2 deadlines. Pay close attention to these deadlines, right? This is one of the more challenging parts of doing an online course, is to make sure that you meet all the deadlines. There's some learning objectives here. These are not assignments. Don't be thrown off by them. But this kind of gives you an idea of what we hope to learn, have you learn, as you're going through this particular weekly module in these 2 chapters. You'll note also here that I have a link to the group discussion. For papers, I'll have links within the weekly modules, inside content to the papers, to the instructions for those papers, as well as for where you upload those papers. Again, you can go back to up here to assessment and assignments. That's where you'll be uploading your papers. You can also access the instructions for the papers there. But just note that I will be posting a link here inside content so that you can get to the course, pretty much the whole course, by utilizing the links within the weekly modules. So there's a link to the Group 1 discussion. I won't click on that. But you will very soon during week 1. You'll also see here a number of links for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Note that there's a Chapter 1 outline, and the last link here is for the Chapter 1 quiz. Chapter 2 outline, Chapter 2 quiz. A couple of videos for Chapter 2. You'll note there's several videos here, as well as a PowerPoint presentation. I don't have any audio on that as of yet, but a good idea to take a look at that, and just make your way down through all of these links. One quick tip I want to share with you is that you'll note that these, when you work within the weekly modules, the submodules embedded, and you have access to the links. However, I also encourage you to come back over here and click on, kind of drill down, click on the submodule itself. Note that the outline is still here, and the chapter quiz is still here, but you'll also see a bunch of descriptions. These are all the descriptions. These descriptions can be helpful in just kind of situating what the link is about, or what the, this particular Excel spreadsheet is all about. And this also tells you a little bit about how chapter quizzes work. So I recommend that you drill down, right? The same thing for Chapter 2. It has the descriptions there. Okay, I want to wrap up this video here very shortly. Let me just check my list to make sure I've covered things. I think I have. Again, communication, discussion, class mail, e-list, under assessment, drop-down menu, the assignments, the quizzes, the grades. Those 3 links may be helpful to you. Let me click back on the course homepage. This is kind of where we started, right? As the course goes along, I will be posting more announcements. Often what I do is I'll send an email that may provide more detail. Please read all of those emails within your student email account. But then the most significant information I'll post as an announcement here. Okay, I think that's it. Hey, good luck with the course. I hope to make a few more of these videos as we go along. Plan to have an orientation session that we'll do via Google Meets that first week of class, probably Monday or Tuesday of that first week. And again, I'll record that and post that recording. But this will get you started. And if you have any questions, email me, cmulling@prairiestate.edu. Again, we can share some things by email. If it deserves a little bit longer conversation, we can go ahead and share a Google Meets or Zoom video call. Okay, that's it, folks. See you online.